Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Women of Dance. I am your host, Sharonne Vinokurov, and I'm so excited to bring you another incredible talent today. Last week, as a recap, I had on Destiny Garcia, one of my favorite people, and we got into some really good stuff. And I had mentioned with her that I will be doing a special episode at some point, a panel discussion about the evolution of the role of women in the salsa scene. So I'm curious to know from our viewers who you would like to see on that panel. So shoot me a message, let me know. I know who I want on the panel, but it really depends also on who you guys want to hear from. So I'd love your feedback. Let me know who you want to have on the discussion for the history and evolution of women in dance. So I'm going to bring on today's guest. I'm super excited to have her on. She is a multiple time world champion. I've lost track of how many titles this girl has won. She's a beast, just a beautiful artist, a beautiful soul. Please welcome today's special guest, Lucia Jimenez.
Hi.
Hi, beautiful.
You
Welcome to
see
the
me?
show.
You
Yes,
hear
I
me?
see you. Yes.
Awesome. Oh, good. I was running, so happy and excited I made it. Thank you for
Thank you.
having me.
Thank you for driving safely. I know you were coming from a rehearsal, so I really appreciate that you made it in one piece.
I'm here.
You know, it's all good. So I'm happy to have you on. I've known you for quite some time now. I feel like a lot of people know you, but they don't know all about you.
Yeah.
And you're just you're such a well-rounded dancer. You have such a storied career, if you will. So let's just get right into it. Let's dive right in. Tell everybody how your dance life began.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to share my story. Hopefully, it will be inspiring for many of you. Basically, I just remember to be a very happy, creative kid that wanted to do all with arts and sports. And I had a mom and dad very supportive. Like they always supported me in everything I wanted to do. And I actually started with Olympic gymnastics
What?
when when I was, I think, 5 or 6 years old. I did this. I competed nationally and internationally. I'm from Costa Rica, by the way.
Hey, Costa
I'm from
Rica.
Costa Rica, so that's in Central America. And yeah, I started competing in gymnastics, but when I was around 14, I felt I wanted to stop and really pursue dance. I had done everything, I don't know, soccer, volleyball, swimming, basketball, painting, everything. And but
You're just
dance,
a Renaissance woman. You do it all.
I just love everything that has to do with create and the discipline, sports. I just love it. And um I've always had dance, but not properly like in a school. So when I was 14, I switched from gymnastics to dance. And I started dancing in a company where it's jazz, a hip hop, ballet, contemporary. I did break dance, belly dance, tap, everything you
Wait,
name it.
wait. Let's go back to the break dancing. Hold on.
I know. I remember I was in that time because my drug is learning. I need to be in constant learning. That's my fix. I feel satisfied, fulfilled when I'm learning. If not, I
Mhm.
get bored. So
Yeah.
I wanted to not learn uh, just one thing, but the school offered different things, and I wanted to do it all. And I remember I was the only girl in breakdance, for instance.
I love it.
Only guys.
Pioneer. Yes.
Because I was a gymnast, so I was like, okay, this can be easy. Boom, boom.
I love
uh,
it.
so I tried it all, and I danced in that company again. I competed in these styles, and I was from 14 to like 19. I I felt I wanted to stop because I didn't really feel fulfilled. It's like, okay, I think I'm over this. This is not winning my heart. And also, I started studying academically
Mhm.
because for some reason I did not expect that I was going to become a professional dancer. That is not my profession, or that was not my profession. I
Okay.
graduated from marketing, public relations, and advertising.
Okay.
So I figured my life was going to be one in the office. I practiced this. I was actually here in Costa Rica. My job was at McDonald's marketing and
Okay.
also with Coca Cola. Then I switched, and I was
Very
the
healthy brands for a dancer.
right, but the dream for someone in marketing,
Yes.
because that was a good job for that, but it
No,
was
for
also
sure.
a very slaving job. So at
Absolutely.
this time, what happened was that because I stopped dancing, so I figured, I'm always so used to moving. I'm going to pay a 1 year membership at a gym, which was
Okay.
to keep active.
Yeah.
And what happened is that throughout that whole year, I never did, weights.
Okay.
Never. I just did the Zumba class, the dance class. That was it. So after the year ended, I was like, okay, no, this is not working. And I was a little bit more introduced to Latin rhythms, like
Okay.
salsa, bachata, bolero, cumbia that we dance here. And this was something new for me because in jazz and hip hop, everything, they didn't use this kind of music.
Of course.
So it was like, okay, I'm starting to like this. What's this music? My body responds, it reacts. Okay, let's pursue this. Still as a hobby, I was an office girl, but yeah. So I went into a those type of dance school and started from scratch, from the basics, and it was a cupid match. I fell in love. I was so used to going to the to college and be there, so focused, happy to be there. And when I
Mhm.
got introduced to these rhythms, this changed, and it was like, I want to be dancing. I want to be dancing. This is a weird feeling, but I finally found something I was 100% passionate about. And
That was
also, during that period of time, the first salsa competition in Costa Rica happened.
okay.
Yeah, so because I was dancing these rhythms, someone's actually, well, I wanted to compete as a soloist,
Okay.
and I did, and I won the solo division, and they gave me the tickets and everything to go to the World Salsa Open, which was in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
So this was like, okay, did not expect anything. I didn't know where I was going, what I was going to see. I just won. It was great, and then they sent me, and that changed my life.
I love
That
it.
did change my life because I was there and I saw people that did this for a living, that ate, slept, breathed this. And I
Mhm.
saw this as something professional because at that time here in Costa Rica, we didn't have that. So that was like, okay, I think this is where I belong. I want to do this. Let's do
I
it.
love it.
Let's do it. And then from there, I I had to take big decisions. So I quit my job. I quit and I said, okay, I'm gonna give this a chance. I knew if I want to do it at that level, I had to do sacrifices, and my job wasn't making me as happy as
Yeah.
dance was doing. So luckily, I had a very supportive family. Well, my dad had passed away at that time already, but my mom has always encouraged me to do what makes me happy. And she said, yeah, I don't see that you are being happy, so go for it. I'm like, yeah, if anything, I'll go back to being an office girl. I just want to give it a try, and I will work hard, and i won't I won't how to say, give a chance to fail. I'm gonna give it my all, my 100%. I have a backup, thank God. But
Thank God.
okay, let's do it. I actually had. I'm going to do this confession next.
Oh, confession. We'll hide
Yeah,
Daniel's thing. We'll get back to him in a second because he had a message for you. But give me the confession. Give me the confession.
the confession is I had a boyfriend at that time, and
Mm-hmm.
he really changed my mind because he told me like, listen, you have this talent and I think you can be a world champion. And I was like, what? You're crazy. And he was very ambitious, and he brainwashed me into believing in myself. And I appreciate and I'm thankful for that because it really helped. He gave me the confidence, and from that point on, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, why not? Why
I
am I
love it.
limiting my vision? Let's do it. And so that was a good drive for me. I
Mhm.
am used because of gymnastics to discipline, to put myself goals and
Yes.
higher goals every time. This is just my way. I'm perfectionist, but also I love to enjoy process.
Yes.
So I enjoy all of the parts of it. After quitting my job, I had to decide to move to New York. And
Hmm.
because here we didn't have the people, the knowledge
Hmm.
to pursue it as hard as I wanted. So I moved to New York, and then that's another story.
And we'll get to your New York
Yeah.
journey and your New York partners.
Okay.
Daniel Tarosa had a message for you. I respect your journey, Lucia, and also saw your performance at the World Salsa Summit several years ago. You were well rounded defensively and offensively in absorbing information towards dance and the importance of it. You have a lifelong building future ahead.
Uh, Thank you. Thank you so much. I believe everyone does. I believe everyone does. You just have to put all your heart into it. And like I said, there's no limitations. I learned that. And if you believe in yourself and have the consistency,
Yeah.
the constancy to do it,
Hmm.
and you're patient enough, you also have the best future ahead of you. I really appreciate your words. Thank you.
Let's start looking into some of your dance career,
Oh my
shall
God.
we?
Okay, where did you find this? Oh my God.
I do my research, girl. This is a bolero performance, correct?
I know. And actually, this was the boyfriend, the ambitious boyfriend. You found him. Wow. I thought he disappeared.
I found him. I found him. Here he is. That's perfect timing. Thank you to the boyfriend who
Yeah.
pushed her.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I remember this was one of the first time I was hired to perform somewhere else. We also did a salsa. It was in Cancun, Mexico, actually, but
Mhm.
we wanted a chance to perform bolero the way we dance it in Costa Rica. So they gave us this chance, and this is it. And actually, it's not that bad. Look at me!
No, it's not bad at all. It's beautiful.
Wow. I dust off these memories. Wow.
I love it.
Yeah.
Who did the choreography? Was it him, you, together?
That's just improv. That's just improv.
That was an improv?
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice little improv.
Thank you.
Is that one of your favorite ballroom dances, balletto, or?
You know what? At this time, ballroom wasn't even part of my story. And this is actually not ballroom bolero. This is
Okay.
Costa Rica bolero. So we dance it very differently. Oh my God, Sharon. Oh my goodness.
Oh
Why
my
you
God,
do
did you
this
just
to
fall over?
me? Oh my God, yes, I'm falling.
No.
Why are you doing this to me, Sharon?
I warned you this was gonna happen.
Oh my.
Don't act so
So
surprised.
actually, this competition, maybe you found that other video where I am. This was the first salsa competition I was telling you about. The
Oh,
first
okay.
one that was done in Costa Rica, and this was not partnership, as obviously you can see, but my solo performance was the one who gave me the tickets to the World Salsa Open.
Yes. So this was your first salsa piece?
Yes.
How long did you dance with this partner?
Well, maybe a year, maybe year and a half. Yeah, he introduced me to salsa because at first at the school that I was, it was just like social salsa, social bachata, everything, and he introduced me to this competitive salsa. So
Uh-huh.
he was the one who also uh, taught me that New York was a great place to learn. So we went together the first time, and actually, this piece was made by Sekou McMiller. We
Hey,
trained
Sekou,
with
I
him. I
love
love
him.
him. Me too. I'm a Sekou
Sekou,
fan.
we love you.
I love Sekou, and my solo routine for this competition was done by Shani Palmer,
I
actually.
love Shani, and she's also going to be on the show at some point, folks. So
Nice.
we will
Yeah,
be
yeah.
having her on. Look at you flying around. So
I, oh my
let's talk about the training, right? You
God.
said
Okay.
you started in gymnastics. How
Mhm.
much do you find that background like effective for you or helpful when you're doing things like tricks in your salsa dancing?
Well, I think it definitely adds. It adds the gymnastics. It was not easy to do it in heels, for sure.
Mhm.
That was a big change, but everything is trainable, doable. Um, but it definitely, the gymnastics and also my other dance background, it helps because your brain is already used to understanding dance. I look at Nettie. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, the training is definitely helpful because you're used to learning and you're used to technique, you're used to discipline. Like I said, you're used to setting goals. And
Mhm.
oh my god.
Look at you working the floor. How much how much do you think what is more important to you, do you think? Like what's more important for a salsa dancer, the flavor or the technique for
Well,
training
this
dancers?
was something I definitely struggled with because I remember at this point exactly, I remember all the teachers, the judges, the coaches telling me that they see the dance background in me, but they didn't want to see it. They want to see that I know salsa. So this
I
is
heard
what.
the same thing when I started.
Right. So I was
Mhm.
like, shit. And how would I do that? Okay, I have to. I have to move. I have
Mhm.
to move to New York, and so I did. And it wasn't easy because okay, no, yeah, okay. I Another idea. Let's go back to your question about technique, and I'm going to say it is important to have technique, but also the flavor. I will also always go more towards the technique,
Mhm.
just because that's my background. I can't fight that.
Yeah.
And the flavor, I think, is just something that you develop. And I tried to do that, like just going out to all the socials in New York Monday to Monday. That was it. It was like absorbing this energy, this feeling, this music, just being part of this all the time, like street dancing. It's something you also have to have, and then create a good balance between that and technique is good. But I can tell you for sure that jumping from something very technical to something like salsa, it's hard. It was hard for me, but pretty. I enjoyed
I love
it.
it. And I you answered the question I was going to ask you next, which was going to be what advice can you give to technical dancers? But you said it. It's going out. It's social dancing. It's immersing yourself in
Yeah,
the culture, in the
in
music,
culture, music,
and
exactly.
letting it take over. You
Letting
know.
it take over and allowing yourself, giving the permission to just feel and interpret and be true to who you are, because it that has to come out eventually,
Mhm.
right? But it's funny because right now that this is another story, but now that I am pursuing ballroom, it's
Mhm.
just like, okay, technique, you need to get out. Salsa, now you have to be technical again for ballroom, and even more
Mhm.
technical. It's crazy. It's
Oh, for
crazy,
sure.
but I love the challenge. So that's what I'm doing right now.
There you go. I found a gem.
Okay.
Apparently, this was a one and only time the two of you performed together.
Oh my God.
I love how I don't even see you and you already know what this is. It's very intense because it starts with that. So, can we talk about this performance,
Oh
please?
my, I can't with you, Sharon. Oh my God. Yes. Okay.
I wish the lighting was better, but old YouTube
I'm
videos. What are you gonna
happy
do?
that it was not better. So when I moved to New York, I met a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of coaches, a lot of partners. And Jeremy is a good friend, and I met him in the dance floor, and we clicked right away. And so I was living in New York, and it was the end of my journey. That very first time I moved to New York.
Mhm.
So I was leaving, and he said, well, let's do a little bit of a goodbye piece.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, sure. And we did. Actually, by this time, I was already working with Franklin. Uh,
Okay.
so I met Franklin at the very end of my this very first journey. So I
Okay.
danced with him. Piece has like a little bit of everything. It has salsa, it has souk, it has Cali salsa, it has even Costa Rican cumbia. It was a little bit like, I know it's a mess, but that was exactly how I felt after my first trip to Europe.
So it was art imitating life,
Yeah, yeah,
basically.
exactly.
I love it though. When I found this video, it's actually labeled the first and last performance
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
two of you.
It was, yeah, just something momentarily, live the moment, relive your journey, say goodbye, have fun, disaster, everything at once.
I absolutely love it. I love it.
You
Do
know
you
Jeremy?
feel Yes, of course, of course.
He's
Of course.
cool. Cool.
He was in the On Your Feet tour, right?
Yes. Yeah.
With Shani as well.
Yeah.
They did that together. And we're gonna talk a little bit about musicals later
Okay.
because we definitely have something fun to talk about there with you. But you did bring up one of my favorite people, Franklin.
Franklin. Yeah.
So this was one of the earliest videos I found of the two of you.
Yeah. Crazy. That
So
was here in Costa Rica.
talk to me about the beginnings of you and Franklin and how you guys really, made this partnership work because he's in New York and you're in Costa Rica. So,
Well, that first time that I went to New York, I went. Uh, this boyfriend of mine was the one who recommended me the people he knew in New York because I didn't know everything. I was very ignorant. I didn't know who anybody was, so I trusted his what he told me, and I got to Anya Katzeman, which has been my dance coach since my first trip to New York, and I got to her, and she was one of the first persons in New York that asked me, okay, what are your goals? What is it that you want to achieve? Do you have a partner? Are you willing to move, etc., etc.? She asked me all these questions, and this was new for me because um, I met so many people and did so many lessons with different people in New York, and honestly, I most of them were like, okay, you pay me for this hour, I'll give you whatever I want, goodbye, ciao. and
mhm,
and she, for me, she showed a true genuine interest in my goals and everything, and from that moment I knew she could be a good coach for me, and has been and is till the
yeah,
moment, and has helped me a lot. And she was our dance cupid, so she said, I have this
love that.
student and I think you could dance together. So she introduced us. We had met dancing socially in New York in the
Mhm.
socials, but we were two people apart. She joined us, and we started working on routines. we I think, and I say this to him all the time, I think we work because we have a long distance partnership. It's a good agreement. It works
I love that.
because it's temporary, and we got the gigs, the shows, the performances. So Franklin is very structured, organized. He has things done his way, and I'm resilient. Is this a word in English?
Yes, yes. Resilient is absolutely a word in English.
Okay.
And it's a good word. It's a
Yeah.
good word.
So I'm resilient, and I can adapt to situations and take out the good things out of them. So I think I took the good thing out of Franklin and our long distance partnership. We had fun working. We also had the opportunity to win some money out of it,
Hmm.
and compete is always a good way to keep us growing. We knew our limitations. We knew in competitions all the time, it was like, okay, let's make it to finals at least, because we know all of the sacrifices and the commitment and the time that you have to actually place. And, so
Oh, absolutely.
we knew what we were doing, and we didn't expect. I mean, we did better than we expected. We had great chemistry dancing, so we our just dance divisions have been something that has been worked well for us, because after well, when I started doing my job here in Costa Rica, the musicals, the TV show, and everything, I couldn't travel as much, so we
Hmm.
saw each other even less. So that made us see each other once a year, and we're like, okay, let's do hits. And it was great. We actually saw each other once a year and danced once a year for hits, and it was great. So much fun. I think that the fun aspect of it made it better.
When you guys were doing routines together like this, though, this
Mhm.
was ADC. Um, how were you able to coordinate your rehearsal schedules? How often did you come to New York to work with him? How often would he come to Costa Rica to train? I mean, it's really not easy
Well,
to work with somebody who's so far away, especially when you're doing choreography.
yeah. Well, we had to program it as it came. Like, okay, we have this gig in this country. Okay, how often can you come? How often can the other go, etc. So we just program it as it went, as what we had. And of course, if for me it was easier to go to New York, now I had this support
Mhm.
support group of people and everything. So I definitely moved more towards going there. It was part of my training, and
Okay.
he came every time he could, or if we had an event here. So definitely it's hard. A partnership is hard. Having it long distance or not is hard. I think
Absolutely.
long distance has its negative, but also its positive things. Like I said, it's just you don't have this person every day. And
Mhm.
Franklin is intense, and and I love him, and I respect his intensity, and I can adapt and be resilient to his intensity, as long as I come back home. And then
I love it.
can rest of this. Yeah.
As long as you come back home. Well, let's talk about where you don't need a partner across the country. Let's take a look at this video here when you won in 2015 Female Salsa Solo Showcase.
Yeah. So this was my first world championship achieved, and this year actually was my fourth year going to Puerto Rico to the World Salsa Open, to that very first competition I was talking about, and I wanted to win so hard Puerto Rico. But this is the year I won Puerto Rico, but I won Summit first because it was in January, and Puerto Rico was in July. So this was my fourth year. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it one last try. I need to do this, whatever. And so this year was my first at Summit, and it felt really nice because that time I had built my supportive network of friends.
Mm-hmm.
All of you guys, actually, the people that I met in New York or through New York connections, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, all my friends were there, and I felt everyone was so happy for me. They knew my journey, and it felt great to actually had fulfilled this.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was like my final jump to saying, okay, this year Puerto Rico, I have to make it. I have to make it, and it happened.
Who choreographed the solo? Do you
um
remember?
well, this actually, it was a little bit of me, Anya, and Tamara, actually.
Love it. Talk
Yeah.
about some powerhouse women.
Yeah, yeah. During the time I was in New York, I was able to work with Tamara and Anya and me, and it's funny because they were always telling me, "Why can't you choreograph?" And I said, I love to perform others people's work. I'm not ready to perform mine, and that was a struggle for a while until that was over. It's like, what? Now I choreograph for me, for everybody. It's just like a machine of printing routines. I don't know, but I had struggled with this at first because I really didn't know how to, or the material. This, I was still new to this world. And this video was actually the first time I won the Puerto Rico this same year.
Yep. I love that you mentioned in the previous one because I was like, oh, that video's coming up right next.
Yeah.
So there it is.
And I remember I felt like $1,000,000 in that costume. So I was in the finals. I had to do three, quarterfinals, semifinals,
Yep.
finals in that competition. I remember the final. I was like, okay, if it's not for the dancing, win for this dress. Something has to win. This is it.
How important do you find the costume for your performance?
Very important, because the better you feel, the better you dancer. For me, it's just that way. I mean,
Hmm.
n- now I've been used to all my life, because I've been dancing in companies, to not worry about the costumes, in terms that, okay, they give me, and also because I work in TV show and everything, they always give you what to wear, and they don't ask you if you like it or not. So I've
Hmm.
learned to not worry for what they give me. But if I have a choice and I can do my own costume and this is my opportunity, I like extravagant. I like to feel $1,000,000, because then you dance $1,000,000.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you come up with your own designs or do you work with a seamstress that does her own and tells
Well,
you like,
you know what? In this time, it was Anya who helped me draw the dresses. This one, the pink one, she found a photo of ballroom, and
mhm,
she sent it to me, and she said, I can't think of anything more perfect for you to wear than this, so just do it the same. And I was like, sure. And that was it. Very beautiful. And but then now I work with a seamstress that also draws, because I found
okay,
someone here.
okay. I love it. Anya's like an all-encompassing coach. She
I
really
love her.
does everything.
Yes, and also she's a friend, so
Yep.
that's very nice too.
Anya, for watching. Hi, we love you.
We love you, Anichka.
Mwah. Okay, so we talked about your competing. What do you I know that you said that you love, like, the competition and the growth part of it, and the fact that it challenges us and it pushes us to be better dancers.
Yeah.
But what do you feel you get out of just performing? And do you like performing more than you like competing?
Listen, this might come as a shock, but I hate competing. I said I love the process of competition, not competing. I hate it.
Oh
I
my
hate
god.
that day. That moment is so stressful. My stomach hurts for a week before. It's just
Mhm.
that stress. I hate it. If I could take it out, I'd be so happy. So, performance is what I really love. I love performing because I can just enjoy. There's not this adrenaline or this anxiety that someone is judging you and telling you
Hmm.
how good or bad you are. So this, it makes me uncomfortable, but uncomfortable makes you grow. I've learned this, you know.
Absolutely.
This is why I put myself out there, not because I enjoy it. I enjoy the process, and performing is also part of the competitive process. So performing, I just love. You can see the difference here. This is performance. She's rocking it.
Just
Let's
having
do.
fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun. So definitely easier and more
And I love that
enjoyable.
this is a closer shot of that
Yeah.
gorgeous costume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the Puerto Rico video is a little bit further away, so we didn't get to see it up close, but it
I
really is
remember
stunning.
my first time using it at the summit, and I had a girl saying, "Can you sell me this dress?" I'm like, "No, I'm not ready."
I'm not ready to part with it yet.
Yeah. And I haven't parted with this dress.
I don't blame you. Don't get rid of it. Keep it. You
Yeah.
should
But
absolutely keep it. I
now I,
remember
yeah.
I remember one of the first times I think I ever met you. We were backstage at the Latin Dance Cup,
Uh-huh.
and it was for semifinals, and like it was just such a long day, and they just kept pushing everything back, and you and I were both back there like
Yeah, I
the
remember.
anxiety of waiting and the anxiety of all of that. We were just like,
Yeah, this is
it's
what I don't love about the competitions.
me neither.
Terrible.
Terrible. But then once you're done, once you walk off that
It's
stage,
a great feeling.
it's a
Yeah.
great feeling.
And
Absolutely.
accomplishment and proud of yourself, because I always say competing is for brave people.
Yes.
Fuck
Yes,
this.
I
It's
agree.
only
Competing is for
for
brave people.
brave, crazy people, because it's hard. Wow.
Talk to me about this competition or performance or
Yes, Colombian salsa.
yes.
Like I said, I love to learn everything. And it happened that there was a Colombian guy living in Costa Rica, and he was like, "Okay, I met you. I know you're crazy. I want to compete. Let's do it." I'm like, "Okay, you teach me. Let's do it." So
My goodness.
yeah, we train this acrobatic crazy speed routine, and I just wanted to live the experience of going to this Colombian championship. And I'm telling you, this stage
Mhm.
has been the hardest I have performed in my life, just because it's like a round stage, and it's like a coliseum.
Okay.
So it's crazy. The energy, the people there are just crazy. Everything is crazy. And it was something I wanted to live. I did. I wouldn't want to do it again. But it was definitely a growing experience. I really enjoyed the process. I don't
What
think I have the air to do that anymore.
Where was this event held? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was in Cali, Colombia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was actually there.
Yeah.
Just flying around, beautiful pointed toes, love it.
What? That's
Boom. Hitting that pose, girl. Like your life depended on it.
Yeah, I think my life depended on it.
This is true. It's competition. Life always depends on it there. I do have a video also from 2016 of you competing at the summit in ChaCha.
Yes, I love this. I love this routine. I enjoyed it very much.
Now, within this salsa world, right, the summit competition divisions, bachata, cha-cha, salsa, what is your favorite genre? Do you have one?
I don't think I have one, but I definitely enjoy bachata. I think it's less stressful than the
Yes.
others, you know? So bachata is something that even if I'm doing it by myself or with a partner, I enjoy it very much. I can't say it doesn't have technique, but it's less technical than the other dances, you know,
Mhm.
timing. It's more straight. We almost kill each other there, but we but we worked it. I really loved this routine and working with this guy. He's from Costa Rica.
Okay.
and I really enjoyed this one.
Because this is street cha-cha, if you will, or it's not the same as ballroom cha-cha. A lot of people
Yeah,
think that cha-cha is cha-cha, but it's not.
no.
Do you Is there a preference? Do you like one style of it more? Because I know you've now been doing more ballroom because of Dancing with the Stars, which we will
Mhm.
absolutely get into. But what do you feel as a difference between the 2, and
Well,
do you like one more?
mm, I really like the softness and freedom that cha-cha and salsa and bachata give you versus ballroom. You know, ballroom
Mhm,
is way more technical. You have to be at this precise point at this exact time with this exact posture, exactly connected to your partner. Like everything is to the dot. And here you have more freedom. So every time I'm dancing, for instance, a cha-cha ballroom, so I'm here two, but then when I can let go, it's like I bend my knees and I start cha-cha, this type of cha-cha, and I feel joy. So I can't say I one is better than the other. One is definitely harder than the other, but with this I can feel, oh my god,
well,
more free.
this is the perfect transition. So,
Yeah,
for those that don't know, you are one of the pros on
yeah,
Dancing with the Stars Costa Rica.
yes,
So,
exactly.
let's tell us about this whole experience, because this is on another level.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are a lot of people in our industry that always watch this show, and either they say, I want to do that, or they go, I would never be on that show.
Well, it's definitely a life changing experience.
Mhm,
In many ways, I think dance wise for me was like uh, I got introduced to ballroom dance. I had never done it before the show, and here in Costa Rica, we didn't have much ballroom before this show. All the dancers that were casted didn't know ballroom, so we had to start a process from zero. And me learning it, of course, I was super happy.
mhm,
So we got introduced, and at first, the first seasons were a little stressful because we had to teach someone to do something very good that we didn't understand how to do, you know. So
mhm,
this was a little bit stressful. We had a coach in the show that helped us, but plus this stress, you have the fact that all your country is watching, you have live television,
mhm,
and you are being exposed to the whole country. This exposure definitely is something that you have to learn how to cope with because it's not hard. You're being judged by people who don't know you in every aspect of your life, personal, professional, what they see, what they don't see, you know. So
mhm,
these are definitely things that you have to learn to work with. And at first, the first seasons were a little bit hard, but then when you start understanding how the show works and actually what your job as a pro dancer is, and
mhm,
you understand that yes, you can be being judged, but the actual show, you're not the one who are being judged, is your star. Then I think when you come to peace with that,
mhm,
uh, you get to enjoy it more because then you're just someone that is there to help that person who has an even more life changing struggling situation. And then it becomes also a an emotional and psychological support for your partner. So that being said, it's like every season you live a different movie. So because every star is so different, the personalities, the way they learn, what they
mhm.
can do, how they cope with the season, and it's very nice if you are resilient,
Resilient.
and you see the good in every partner you have. They all have a story to tell, and it's awesome.
I'm curious, I've always wanted to know, as instructors, we do pro-ams, we work with amateur students all the time, be it competition or performance. What is it like working with an amateur who's also a celebrity? Do
Mhm.
you find the training process with them any different? Um, dealing with I mean, you have an experience that a lot of us don't. So tell
Well,
us about that and how it
the
compares.
thing is, the bigger issue is that when you have your pro-am for competition, you preparate them. You don't put them into competition until they are ready. You
Mhm,
know, in here you have 3 days to make them learn a very complicated routine and perform it in front of the whole country. So the stress is a lot. The pressure is very, very big because
mhm.
it's very little time. It's very little time. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges, the time issue. They make
Yes.
a lot of pressure. And because they are stars, like I said, you are exposed to their lives,
Mhm,
and people are exposed to yours. So there's a lot of more noise to it than just regular pro-am training that you could give your students, and they follow your methodology. I don't know how to say this,
that
right?
was good, that was good. We understand what you meant, don't worry about it, you're good.
Okay, and yeah, so they follow your rhythm. Here, you have to follow the rhythm of the TV, and it's crazy. And it's also a challenge because it's a full relationship. It's like a marriage. You have breakfast, lunch, dinner. You only miss the sleeping with part of with them, and so it's a lot of pressure. Also, they have sometimes, not all of the stars have the possibility to like quit their jobs or their
Mhm,
careers and do only the show. So the struggle is terrible because they can't quit what they're doing. They also have family, which is another factor that's time demanding,
mhm.
emotionally demanding. And yeah.
This was the finale, right? You guys made it to the finale this year?
Yeah,
How
this
many
year we won actually.
you won that year. How many seasons have you done with the show?
6.
6 seasons?
Yeah, no, we stopped because of the pandemic.
Because are you guys coming back?
Yeah, maybe
Fingers
maybe
crossed.
this year. Yeah.
So I'm going to take a pause from the video for a second. Unfortunately, I cannot find footage anywhere
Of Chicago.
available to me of you doing Chicago.
Yeah, that's so hard.
So can you please talk to me about that experience? Because number one, Chicago is hands down one of my favorite musicals of
Me
all
too.
time. I've seen it more times than I can count. I know the whole damn soundtrack.
Yeah, me too.
And I've always loved Broadway in general. I always joked with my mother, if I could ever do a musical, it would be that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how
I
did you
felt the
get in it?
same way. I felt the same way. It was crazy. We heard of a company doing auditions here for Chicago musical. I was like,
Mhm,
what? This is my favorite movie of all times. I hadn't been to Broadway to see Chicago
mhm,
before I did it. But I was like you. I absolutely one of my favorite movies. I wanted it so bad. And so the audition, you had to dance, you had to act, and you had to sing. So I had to prepare a song, an audition singing, and that was also a challenge. But I did it, and it was like a 4 or 5 audition process.
mhm.
And when they told me I got it, I was so excited. I couldn't help myself. It was the best thing ever. I was going to do the musical, and it was a challenge because we had to act, dance, and sing at a time. So we
Mhm,
were coached for that, and I absolutely adored the process of doing those 3 things. It challenged me. It made me do something different. It also was an opportunity to just wake up and go and perform, and it's like a dream job every
mhm.
night, and make people happy. It was great. Actually, after that, I went to see the Broadway musical, and I stick to our version. It was so much fun. I think it really that that the only way I can describe it is like it was a dream job. I really enjoyed
Wow.
every part of it, and I also think it made me empower myself because the
Okay.
musical, the story of Chicago, is about
Mhm,
these women that killed their husband. They're in jail, but they all have good reasons to
Yes,
have
absolutely.
killed their husband.
Absolutely valid
So,
reasons to kill their husbands.
so
Absolutely.
cell block tango is really you are embodying the version of you defending why you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's you feel so empowered. It's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and this is why I do it, and bing bing bing, and you're dancing and you're sexy, and oh my god, you have lights, costume.
Oh, it's like
I
my
mean,
dream come true.
yes,
It really is. That sounds like a
they
dream come true.
actually one of the challenges was, I remember the acting director, when
Mm-hmm.
we were practicing our monologues of the
Mm-hmm.
cell block tango.
Yes.
We practice them in so many different ways to get the best out of it. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember the challenge he had with dancers was that we can't stop moving. So we
Sure.
do the monologue, even walking around or with hands. He said, okay, now do it without moving.
And you're like, I don't know how.
What? No, I don't know. I don't know. So that was crazy and amazing. Amazing.
Which part did you do?
I remember we had different characters throughout the
Mm-hmm.
play, but I played what was his name?
Well, no, in the cell block tango, which one was
Yeah,
yours?
in the Silver Tango, I forgot her name. What's her name? Annie? No,
Can
wait.
you do you remember your part? Can you sing it for us?
I remember my monologue was like, it was in Spanish. That was it. We did it.
That's okay. Sing it in Spanish. I'll pretend I understand. I know the original by heart, so I can translate it in my head.
No, I was the one that said I knew Ezekiel Young like 2 years ago in Salt Lake City, and we hit it off right away. I can't remember what it was in Spanish. I know it more in English too.
Well, can you sing a line of the chorus? I want to hear you sing.
I can't remember how was it. He had it coming.
He had it
Se lo
coming.
buscaba. Se lo buscaba. I can't remember in Spanish. It was
I'm
too
so
long
putting you
ago.
on the spot right now. I'm so sorry. I didn't warn you I was going to do this, but
I would have tried to remember the lyrics.
I know them in English. I don't know if that'll help
Me
you in Spanish.
too. I know it in English by heart.
If I bring you back for another show, we'll do a sing along.
Okay, that sounds exciting.
Okay, I want to talk real quick about this. I know we kind of got off the competition thing for a second, but I did find this video of you battling a Salsanama.
Yeah, that was another amazing experience. One of the best.
And this beautiful woman that you were going up against. So
Yeah.
this is just you go, she goes, you go, she goes, you go, right? It's just the back and forth.
This particular, which was the final, was after 2 hours of 30 battles. So
30 battles.
because it was 30 girls, and he took papers out of this bowl. So like if it's you and me, you go 45 seconds, then me 45 seconds, you 45 seconds, me 45 seconds, and then the judges go this way or this way, and if you win, you
Mhm.
get to battle in the next rounds,
Okay.
So we were like killing each other to make it to the final. And this was crazy because I didn't prepare or even knew I was going to participate in this competition. It was just
Really?
I went to Eurozone. I competed with my solo, and I learned that same day that the next day Fernando Sosa was going to introduce for the first time ever his Salsanama there in Mexico. I was like, well, I don't know. And then he said that he was going to pay for the ticket and full experience to go to Italy to train it at his school. I was
Oh,
like,
I would have signed up right. I've been like done.
okay. Trust me, I was super scared, but my friends pushed me. They was like, "You're doing this. You are doing this." No, no. Yes, you are.
You crushed it.
Listen, the next day we all went there. He explained very fast how it worked. And
Mhm.
it was like, okay, no time to think, just do it. And I'm telling you, here you are downstairs trying to remember all the shines in the world, all the routines in the world you can try to do, and you get up there and you hardly remember how to do your basic.
It's
It's
so true.
crazy. It's crazy. Like, I what I can tell you, and it's funny because this Sunday I have to give a workshop here in Costa Rica about Salsanama for the people
Oh,
that want to
nice.
compete. And I've been working on it. And my best advice that I did, because that final, I got that song and I had never heard it in my life
Oh,
ever.
wow.
So I was like, okay, what is this song? I don't know. And I just went to another enlightened place here or there, wherever you call it, whatever. And I said, I just going to encomend. Is that a word?
Recommend.
No, not recommend. It's like encomendarse. Like, I'm putting I'm putting this into God's hands, and
Uh,
through Him, my ear will have to just anticipate what's going to happen and just go for it. And it worked out perfect.
well, if you watch the video, if I remember watching it the first time and looking at you, and you're literally like, I was watching her dance, but I'm watching you, and you're legit like, you can see it in your face. You're trying to absorb the music as much as possible, absorb so that you could. I mean, we obviously couldn't show it with sound because I want to hear you talking, but my God, woman, you hit everything. It was like a course in musicality
I liked it. I liked it
when
because
you
that
watched it.
was very genuine. Nothing was planned. It just, that's the way. And that was a crazy, amazing experience because Eurozone is a competition, very packed. It's huge, a lot of people.
Mhm.
And I had been like very careful throughout the other rounds just because he was clear that he wanted to see salsa, and everybody knew that I do tricks and everything. But I was like, okay, I'm not going to do any trick because I I have to dance salsa. So I did my trick until the end. And when I did it, the
Mhm.
energy in that room just went wild. And if you listen to the video, the whole place was calling
Oh,
Lucia,
yeah.
Lucia. And I was, wow, mesmerized with that energy. Very grateful. That
If
amazing.
you watch the video on YouTube, people, that's where I found it. She's right. You can actually hear in the video, they go nuts.
Mm-hmm,
The crowd went absolutely nuts.
mm-hmm.
This is a music video,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
That's featuring you dancing in it.
Yeah, that's a Costa Rica bolero.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do everything I can. I enjoy being the center of attention too.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
There's
and this is
nothing
my
wrong with that.
ballroom dance partner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Very
Mhm.
nice. And I know you judged this past weekend, correct? You
Yeah,
started judging it for events. Talk to me about that real quick. What was it like sitting on the other side of that table?
it was great, very inspiring because on the big picture, I saw a change in Costa Rica. Like I said, when I first started, no one did these competitions, no one knew anything. And seeing the growth that we have had as a country, and seeing people with so many potential just getting at it, and also that it was our very first presential experience after pandemic this past
Mhm.
weekend. It was very, I just, it warmed my heart. I really felt the pure joy for my dancing in general because it was a competition of every genre. And it was great, very inspiring. My students also competed and they did great. So amazing.
Is there a particular aspect of your career that, like, if you had to just pick one, whether it be doing choreography or teaching or performing, like, if you could just do one thing, what would it be out of those?
I think performing.
Performing?
Yeah.
I love this, by the way. You did send me another video, which unfortunately YouTube blocked
Oh,
because
okay.
of the music. It's a beautiful video of you dancing on a beach
Yeah.
to live music, but this is also a phenomenal video that you sent me.
Mhm.
Talk to me about this project right here. You being a performer and artist.
Well, I have a friend who's a producer here in Costa Rica, and we actually, um, like we were at the same exact dates in Miami. So he said, "Let's produce you in Miami. Let's do it. I'm ready." And he literally just made me dance in the middle of Miami and to my routine, and I'm up for everything. Put on makeup, put on a costume, dance in the streets. Sure, let's do it. And he is great. He did a good job. So this was also a very fun experience. It's just creating content, doing what you love, expressing yourself. This is why performing, I just love it.
If there was one piece of advice that you could give to women who want to make it in this industry, what would that piece of advice be?
I think the first thing I always say is just be true to yourself, be true to your style, to what your heart is asking, and go for it. There will be a lot of people, situations, issues that will make you like fall back. But if you follow your heart no matter what, and when I say no matter what, I'm like, be patient, be constant, invest, listen, ask for help, never stop learning, then that's it. But mainly be true and happy to yourself.
Love it. Love it. Where can our guests, our viewers follow you? Get all the information that's coming up, anything new and exciting that you have going on. I know I've been had streaming here on the bottom of the screen the whole time, your handles, but if you want to again give your viewers
Yeah.
information on you, please do so.
Well, on Instagram, I'm at Lucia Jimenez B at the end, and on Facebook, it's Lucia Jimenez. Fan page is Lucia Jimenez CR, as in Costa Rica, or my private one. It's just Lucia Jimenez.
Okay.
And no, I'm excited to see you all again on the dance floor. I'm going to the summit, so hopefully I'll see all of you there. Also, I'll be at Miami Salsa Congress, so
Okay.
I'm excited to perform again live.
I know. I'm excited to get on a plane again.
Yeah, yeah,
I miss my suitcase and I miss
yeah.
traveling.
Your little pillow, neck pillow.
My neck pillow. I miss my neck pillow.
Mhm.
Well, I personally am so excited to hear that you will be at Summit because that means I get to give you a hug soon.
Okay.
Lucia, thank you so much for giving of your time. I know you're super busy running
You're
around
very welcome.
nonstop. So really, thank you so much for coming on. You were an amazing guest. Again, you're such an incredible talent. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep inspiring. Keep growing. And I love you. Thanks for
You
coming
too,
on.
and I love you too. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best. And if I can help anyone, inspire anyone, please just let me know, text message, whatever, and see you on the dance floor.
Are you coaching anybody for Summit?
Yes,
You
actually,
are?
I'm bringing my student out. We're doing also a pro-am together. My
Nice.
girl, same gender.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Well, again, thank you so much for being on. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Join me next week where my guest is going to be Jalissa Cruz. Hey, love her. Love you. Love you all. Thanks again. I'm Sharonne
Bye
Vinokurov,
bye.
and this is Women of Dance. Have a good day. Bye.